Hi, Caleb here. Today we are going to discuss a question that's been on the minds of many homeowners. Should I sell my HDB flat now? If you are thinking about selling your flat, there are a few things you need to consider before making the decision, especially when it comes to your personal financial decision and what's best for your long-term goals. Let me share a story with you that might help you see things from a different perspective. A few days ago, I met with a home buyer that I have bought a property 5 years ago back with me. Back then, they got a good deal, and now after 5 years, they are thinking about selling. So they reached out to me for advice, and here's what I found out. First, the good news, they have built up a lot of equity in the property. Over the last 5 years, property price in the area have increased by at least 350,000. That's about 50%, and that's a huge gain. It's tempting to cash out now while prices are high. So, on the surface, selling seems like a great idea. Who wouldn't want to profit from the increased value of their home, right? But here's where things got a bit tricky. When we started talking about their next step, they told me that they were planning to buy a bigger property that's similar in value to the one that they are selling. Now you might think, well, that's not such a problem, right? They have built equity, but here's the issue. Their income hasn't increased much over the past few years. And because of their income remain the same, the loan that they are eligible for is smaller than what they might have hoped for. And this brings us to a problem that a lot of people don't always consider when selling their home. Even though they have gained equity, the loan they can secure isn't enough to cover the cost of buying another property of similar value. Plus, they don't have enough cash savings to handle the renovation cost for the new home. At this point, I had to be honest with them. I told them that selling and buying a similar property didn't make sense unless they had the financial capacity to do the renovations and secure a bigger loan. I advised them that in this case, the better options might be number one, stay in their current home and enjoy the equity they have built without the hassle of moving. Or number two, if they're really looking to sell, perhaps it would make more sense to downsize to a smaller home. That way, they could free up cash, avoid taking on too much debt, and still have the money to renovate or achieve other financial goals. Here's the takeaway from this story. It's important to assess your true financial capacity before deciding to sell your home. Just because you have built up equity, it doesn't mean it's the right time to sell if you are not able to make a smart financial move after the sale. In this case, the couple wanted to cash out as much as possible, but buying a property of similar value wasn't going to improve their situation. In fact, it might have stretched them even thinner because they have to put money in to renovate the new house. So, should you sell your HDB flat now? It depends on your situation. If you can afford to upgrade or downsize and make a smart financial decision, then maybe it's time to sell. But if you're just selling to cash out without a clear plan for the next move, you might want to think twice. I suggest that before making any decisions, you assess what is your long-term financial goal. Number two, can you afford the next property including the renovation costs? Number three, is moving really going to improve your lifestyle or financial position? So at the end of the day, selling your HDB is a big decision, and you need to make sure it's the right one for you both in the short term and long term. Thanks for tuning in. I hope this story helps you better understand the factors you should consider when deciding whether to sell your flat. If you have any questions or if you're thinking of selling your HDB, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help you figure out what's best for you. See you in the next video. Goodbye.